The world faces a chilling reality, one that feels ripped from the pages of a Cold War thriller but is unfolding right now in real time. 408 kilograms of highly enriched uranium at 60% purity is missing from Iran, a quantity that has vanished without a trace, leaving the international community on edge. This is enough material, if further enriched, to build about 6 nuclear bombs, each one capable of devastating a city and altering the course of history in a single, blinding flash. And the process to reach weapons grade could take just months, not years, if the right technology and expertise are applied. The disappearance has escalated tensions, turning a long-standing standoff into a global crisis that now threatens to spiral out of control. The International Atomic Energy Agency has lost track of the uranium, unable to verify its location or ensure it remains out of the wrong hands. Iran claims it moved the stockpile before U.S. airstrikes began, insisting it was a precautionary measure to protect its assets. That means the material is now hidden, beyond the reach of inspectors and satellites, its whereabouts a closely guarded secret, shielded from prying eyes. For years, the world tried to prevent Iran from amassing this kind of stockpile, with the 2015 nuclear deal aiming to cap enrichment and limit uranium reserves, hoping to keep the nuclear genie in the bottle. But with the deal's collapse, Iran accelerated its program, and now the worst-case scenario has arrived, one that experts warned about for years. Iran may possess enough fissile material for a small arsenal, pushing it to the brink of nuclear statehood and fundamentally shifting the balance of power in the region. The ambiguity over the uranium's location is a strategic weapon for Tehran, deterring further attacks and raising the risk of catastrophic miscalculation, where a single error could ignite a regional war. US and allied officials are left guessing, where is the uranium, how secure is it, what are Iran's intentions? The uncertainty is fueling paranoia and urgent back-channel diplomacy. The missing stockpile is now the central question in a high-stakes nuclear standoff, dominating headlines and emergency meetings worldwide. The world is forced to play a dangerous game of hide-and-seek, with the consequences potentially catastrophic for millions of people. The stakes have never been higher, and the clock is ticking with every passing hour. The missing uranium is not just a technical issue, it's a geopolitical time bomb, threatening to redraw alliances and trigger unpredictable consequences. Every day it remains unaccounted for, the risk of nuclear escalation grows, and the world edges closer to a point of no return. The world waits, anxious and uncertain for the next move, hoping for a breakthrough, but fearing the worst. The nuclear powder keg is primed. On June 22, 2025, the US launched Operation Midnight Hammer, a massive airstrike targeting Iran's key nuclear sites in a bold and highly coordinated assault. Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, facilities at the heart of Iran's nuclear ambitions. The Pentagon quickly declared overwhelming success, releasing satellite images of craters and extensive damage to the world. Early statements boasted that Iran's nuclear threat was obliterated, leaving little room for doubt. But as days passed, the language shifted. Obliterated became severe damage, and questions began to surface. General Dan Kane's cautious tone hinted at a less decisive outcome than first claimed. Analysts began to question, did the strikes truly cripple Iran's program, or just damage the surface and leave deeper capabilities intact? The Pentagon promised more details, but uncertainty only grew as answers remained elusive. The initial story of a clean victory faded, replaced by ambiguity and growing doubt. The world was left wondering, how much of Iran's nuclear capability actually survived the attack? The narrative of triumph was unraveling, leaving only questions in its wake. Just 2 days after the strikes, a leaked Defense Intelligence Agency report shattered the official story. The report revealed Iran's nuclear facilities weren't destroyed. Tehran could recover within months, not years. Crucially, Iran had anticipated the attack, moving key materials and components to secret locations before the bombs fell. Operation Midnight Hammer had hit empty shells. The heart of the program was gone. The leak sparked a public clash between the DIA and CIA, exposing deep divisions in U.S. intelligence. CIA Director John Ratcliffe insisted the damage was lasting, but the DIA's findings told a different story. The credibility of the administration's claims crumbled. The world saw not a decisive blow, but a potential intelligence failure. Iran had outmaneuvered U.S. efforts, protecting its most valuable assets. The mission's success was now in serious doubt. With its credibility in question, the Pentagon turned its fire on the media, accusing outlets of endangering national security by reporting the leak. To counter doubts, the Pentagon released dramatic footage of a B-2 bomber dropping a bunker buster, but it was old test video, not from the Iran strikes. This backfired, fueling skepticism and raising more questions about the real impact on Iran's most fortified site, Fordo. The administration claimed success but offered no concrete proof. No seismic data, no definitive imagery. The public relations blitz only deepened doubts. Instead of reassurance, the government's response amplified concerns that the operation had fallen short. The war of words failed to answer the fundamental question: what did Midnight Hammer actually achieve? The truth remained buried, just like Fordo. Despite the devastating airstrikes, Iran's nuclear program remains disturbingly resilient, refusing to be fully extinguished by the attacks. The loss of a handful of top scientists was a blow, but thousands of skilled experts remain, ready to rebuild and adapt. Their knowledge and determination are a crucial asset, ensuring that the program can recover quickly. Iran's uranium mines were untouched, ensuring a steady supply of raw material for future enrichment. This uninterrupted access to uranium ore is a vital foundation for any nuclear ambitions. While the Isfahan conversion plant was destroyed, Iran still holds significant stockpiles of uranium gas, enough to restart operations when the time is right. Many centrifuges at Natanz and Fordo were destroyed, but Iran likely has reserves of advanced centrifuges hidden across the country, ready to be deployed at a moment's notice. These could be rapidly installed in repaired or entirely new secret sites, making detection and prevention even more challenging for outside observers. The strikes delayed, but did not destroy, Iran's enrichment capability. The infrastructure may be damaged, but the expertise and intent remain. Weaponization research sites may have been hit, but Iran's missile and drone arsenals remain intact, posing a continued threat to regional stability. Delivery systems capable of reaching Israel and U.S. bases survived the attacks, maintaining Iran's ability to project power far beyond its borders. The core of Iran's nuclear program, expertise, materials, and delivery systems, endures, forming the backbone of its ongoing ambitions. The program is battered but far from broken. The threat remains, and vigilance is essential. In response to mounting threats, Israel has adopted what it calls the Lebanon model, a strategy built on the idea of applying relentless, ongoing military pressure on Iran, rather than seeking a single decisive blow. This approach means launching continuous airstrikes, not just on Iran's nuclear sites, but also targeting missile facilities, command centers, and other critical infrastructure that supports Iran's military ambitions. The ultimate goal is to systematically grind down Iran's military capabilities, weaken its influence, and over time destabilize the regime from within by increasing internal pressure. For Israel, ceasefire is off the table. The government is now committed to an open-ended conflict, prepared for a long-term campaign with no clear endpoint. This strategy is inherently risky and depends heavily on continued US and UK support, not just for intelligence and mid-air refueling, but also for crucial diplomatic cover on the world stage. Israeli jets must cross hostile airspace on every mission, increasing the risk of direct confrontation and raising the specter of a much wider regional war. Iran has vowed decisive retaliation for every strike, while President Trump has threatened further US military action if Iran restarts its nuclear program, escalating tensions even further. The region is now a tinderbox, with military buildups and emergency teams on high alert. Any miscalculation or unexpected move could ignite a much larger and uncontrollable conflict. The Lebanon model effectively locks both sides into a dangerous cycle of attack and counterattack, with no easy way out. The danger of escalation has never been greater, and the stakes continue to rise. The 12-day conflict has come at a staggering cost. Iran lost up to 9% of its GDP, Israel up to 3%, and the US spent billions, yet nothing is resolved. Iran's nuclear program is delayed, not destroyed. True dismantlement would require a ground invasion, an option no one wants. The root causes, historic grievances, regional rivalries, and mistrust, remain untouched. Without diplomacy, this is just a pause before the next storm. The missing uranium hangs over the region, a constant threat. Where is it? What will Iran do next? How will the US and Israel respond? This is not the end, just the end of a chapter. The nuclear chess game continues, and the world is holding its breath. The stakes are higher than ever. The next move could change everything.